Spin That Back. My name is Rick.
I'm Eric.
And this is our quick review of Furious 7, directed by James Wan and starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker. Everyone. We literally just got back from an early screening of it. What do we think?
If you're a fan of the series, I think you'll like it. I never really that big of a fan anyway. I saw the first one a long time ago, and then I saw the last two. I thought the last two were pretty good, but I mean, you're pretty much getting like the same movie. You're used to watching the other ones and you love those movies, and you're gonna love this one. I thought the last two were good.
This one's just like way over the top. Like, I mean, 5 and 6 were pretty over the top, and this one's just like...
this takes it to like another level.
Yeah.
When I'm watching the movie, I think of all the little things that are going on. Like, wait, that doesn't make sense. But I mean, watching this movie, you can't really look at it that way.
You just have to go into it knowing it's not gonna make any sense.
At that point, you won't even enjoy it because you're just paying attention to all the little stuff. There were some really cool like action scenes. I think the best scene, at least for me, was you see it in the trailer when the bus goes off of the cliff or whatever. Like, that whole scene was really cool. That was probably like my favorite scene in the whole movie.
That set piece was really good. The action's not the problem.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense.
Yeah.
It has a lot of plot holes. You can't really go into this movie expecting a great story. I mean, you watch it to keep up with the characters, and more than anything, just the action. I mean, at this point, they're just action movies. It's just over the top. That stuff, won't ever happen.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. My problem isn't the action. The set pieces are awesome, and even though James Wan directed this one and Justin Lin, I think he might have done Tokyo Drift, 5 and 6. I know James Wan, who did The Conjuring, Insidious as well.
And he might have, I think he did the first Saw movie, did he?
Yeah. So there's something different for him. The style's pretty much almost the same. I don't have the attachment to this franchise like other people do.
It's a movie for the fans at this point,
My biggest problem is that it tends to take itself a little too seriously. Like, the action is so over the top, which I don't mind. I mean, I don't really care. Like, we talk about movies like Shoot 'Em Up.
Shoot 'Em Up is an example where like
an underrated action movie if you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a great movie, but
or even like Planet Terror. I grew up on corny action movies. I mean, from the 80s, we all did, Commando, Predator.
Like the one-liners John McClane has like on Die Hard.
Whatever, what have you. And I'm cool with it. I don't mind it. But the thing with the Furious franchise, it takes itself a little too seriously sometimes. Like, it tries to be overly melodramatic and serious. And, it's Vin Diesel always mentions family and, which I understand. I mean, you've been together for 7 movies, and especially with Paul Walker passing away during the making of it. I understand that these actors have these attachment to one another. But then it has these like huge action scenes that just make absolutely no sense. Yeah. And you go along with it. Like I said, I'm okay with it. If the dialogue was campy and corny and cheesy and it went along with the action, then I wouldn't mind it. It tries to be a drama movie on one hand and then just like an over-the-top action movie on another. And maybe I'm just being a little too harsh on it.
Like I said, most people that watch these movies or that are excited to watch, the plot's really not that big of a deal. And action's cool. Like I said, the action was pretty cool. Even the fight scene, I think, between The Rock and Jason Statham was pretty cool. Like, towards the beginning.
Yeah, that was
pretty
cool.
Good. But
what they should do is give The Rock's character his own spin-off movie. Because,
I guess.
And that's another complaint, is that there was not nearly enough of The Rock in the movie. He has so much charisma that he makes the cheesy dialogue work. Yeah. Like when he says something cheesy, like, it doesn't come off cheesy. Like, he's just funny. Like, he just has that.
Since Arnold or since like the 90s, like, we haven't really had a big action star. I mean, I guess he would be the closest one to that. So he kind of fills that void of having one of those like cheesy actors.
He was probably the best addition to the franchise. That's probably why Part 5 sort of reinvigorated the series, because he was in it.
Yeah, he was in it.
And then he's maybe like 10-15 minutes.
In the total movie. He's maybe like 15 minutes. Yeah. I think he should have been in the movie a lot more. There was so much going on that I would have liked to see him more. And if you're going into this, you're not expecting a great story or a twist. You're just watching it to see the characters. If that's what you're gonna go for, then it's
2 hours of nonsense, pretty much.
It's cool. Like, it's entertaining, for the time. It's not really a good film. Besides the point, like, if you're gonna watch it, I don't want to nitpick too much. You could go talking shit about it, but one of the problems I do have, you mentioned like Planet Terror and Shoot 'Em Up. They're cheesy. Like, the dialogue's meant to be cheesy, but it's written in a way and it's presented in a way where we watch it and it's meant for the audience to laugh along with it. Where in these movies, those one-liners are just
like the dialogue is just
horrible. Like, it's terrible. But I mean,
the acting is just cheesy, and it made me cringe. Like, it was bad. But I don't want to be too nitpicky either. It's not gonna win any Oscars unless you ask Vin Diesel. It's not gonna win Best Picture. I'll tell you that right now.
And go in expecting what you're gonna get, which is just action, over the top, cheesy dialogue. If you look at it that way, then it's cool. It's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, if you're looking for a couple hours, actually about 2.5 hours. It's kind of almost pretty long, actually.
I think the way that they pay tribute to Paul Walker, they actually did like a really good job. And as far as with like the CG, his brothers had stand-ins as him. Yeah. I think overall, like, the way they executed that, how they ended the story at that point, like, I thought it was actually pretty well done.
they did as best as they could, because I mean, like when you lose an actor in the middle of a production of a movie, I mean, like you have to write around it. Done well or done bad, it can be tough, because you don't know how much of the movie's already done, and they have to work around it, or maybe even write him out of the movie completely, which would be tough because he's one of the main actors in the movie.
The CG, there were a couple parts where I noticed that I was really paying attention, but as far as like it's standing out, like taking away from the scene, it doesn't really take away from it.
And you can't fault them for it, because I mean they had to do it. I mean,
they had to do it. Having said that, the way they executed it at the end, the last shot of the movie, like it was nice, at least to see that.
Yeah.
How they paid tribute to his character was really cool. Having said that, I think they should just stop making these fucking movies already. But that's not gonna happen.
Like I know I've seen a couple people say that if the franchise ended here, it would be like a fitting end. Considering like where the last two went and this one, like if they didn't make any more, it'd be fine with me.
We said earlier, the action is so over the top. They've been trying to top what they've done in the one before. They kind of just reached the point where they're like superheroes.
Like I said, it's not gonna make any sense. But I mean, that's not what you're going to this movie for. It's just 2 hours of just escapism and get your mind off your worries or whatever. Just have a good time at the movie theater. So I mean, on that level, that gets the job done. I mean, if you've seen the first 6, I mean, you're gonna go see this one and you're probably gonna like it.
Overall, like it was good. It wasn't like great. Like I don't think it was a great movie. I don't even think it's been the best action movie, to be honest. I think Kingsman's been the best action movie of the year, at least the ones that I've seen
so far.
Yeah,
it's a cool movie.
Yeah, it was cool. Go to watch.
It's cool. If you're not a fan at this point, I mean, this is not going to convert you. Just like a mindless action movie, big, dumb, loud action movie to get away for a couple hours, then, I mean, it gets the job done. Let us know what you guys think. Do you agree with us? Do you not agree with us? Tell us what you liked about the franchise so far, or what you think maybe it needs a change, or is this where it should end? So let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe our video. We'll catch you at the next one.